Welcome to Amazing Animals, the show that highlights the fantastical adaptations that animals have developed in order to survive on Earth. Coming up, we've got sharks. We got lots of sharks. GPS sharks, mummy sharks, and rare animals from the deep. So let's quit wasting everybody's time and get to it.
Sharks are incredible animals, and now researchers have found one more thing that makes them so special. They use the Earth's magnetic fields to navigate through the oceans like a natural GPS. Researchers knew that some species of sharks travel to the same place year after year. They also knew that sharks are sensitive to electromagnetic fields, so they had speculated that sharks were using magnetic fields to navigate. Scientists now have found solid evidence to prove that sharks rely on magnetic fields to make long-distance journeys to specific locations. According to SWNS, since studying sharks is so difficult, the team of researchers decided to study smaller sharks that return to locations year after year. They settled on bonnet-head sharks. They exposed 20 wild-caught sharks to magnetic conditions similar to locations that were hundreds of miles away from the area they had been caught, and the sharks were able to find their bearings. Save Our Seas Foundation project leader Professor Brian Keller said this demonstrates that the sharks know where home is and can navigate back to it from a distant location. Keller went on to say, in a world where people use GPS to navigate almost everywhere, this ability is truly remarkable.
Grisly footage captured by a pair of urban explorers shows the mummified remains of a shark and other horrors on display in an abandoned aquarium.
Oh my god!
The video went viral after it was posted on YouTube, along with some shorter clips on TikTok. Thankfully, the small reef shark was likely already dead when it was put into the glass display case due to its size. The case had likely once been airtight and the body treated with chemicals to preserve it. The explorers disclosed only that the aquarium was somewhere in Spain and had been closed since 2014 after a freak wave damaged the building. They speculate that all living animals were then transferred to new aquariums, with specimens such as the dead shark being left behind. The pair also discovered the decomposed remains of an octopus and squid inside broken glass jars, which likely contained formaldehyde.
I think I saw that shark mummy in an episode of Stranger Things. What's that? Don't send me to the upside down, Paw! Okay, let's get to that quiz question. How many teeth can a shark grow in a lifetime? Is it A, 10,000, B, 15,000, C, 20,000, or D, 50,000? We'll have the answer for you a little later in the show. For now, check out this dark creature from the deep sea.
In the dark depths of the ocean, some fish have figured out a great way to blend in. Scientists have found these ultra-black fish are so dark they can basically disappear in the blackness of the water. They discovered their skin is one of the blackest known materials, which can absorb more than 99.5% of light. Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History and Duke University researchers reported 16 fish species have this ultra-black skin that's about 20 times darker than everyday black objects. They found this is due to a unique arrangement of pigment-packed compartments in the skin cells like a tiny gumball machine. These patterns that are distinct from typical blackfish help them trap light super efficiently. The darkest species reflects just 0.04% of light. Only ultra-dark birds of paradise can compare to that. The researchers say if we can mimic this, the discovery could help humans advance optical and camouflage technology. The findings were published in the journal Current Biology.
This strange deep-sea creature might have gone completely missed by humans in the dark abyss, but is now having its time in the spotlight after having been captured in glorious HD by marine biologists. The gelatinous creature, encountered by NOAA scientists aboard the Okeanos Explorer during a dive off the coast of Puerto Rico, is the first species to be identified solely through high-definition video. The findings, published in Plankton and Benthos Research, describe a tentacle bioluminescent organism that moves like a hot air balloon. The sighting was incredibly rare, since these mysterious creatures are found all the way at the bottom of the ocean. They may look like jellyfish, but ctenophores, aka comb jellies, are a whole different beast, mainly in that they don't sting. About 200 species of ctenophores have been discovered to date, and most rely on video capture methods because of the extreme difficulty in collecting specimens. According to the research team, it might take decades before we encounter this strange and beautiful species again. Snakes are known for their forked tongues and slithering nature, but scientists say despite not having any visible ears, they're actually quite adept listeners. Researchers from the University of Queensland in Australia wanted to test just how good at hearing they were, setting up an experiment to test both air and ground vibrational sounds. What they found was that yes, snakes can definitely hear the sounds, but the reactions differed snake species to snake species. The researchers found that taipans, brown snakes, and death adders would slither away from the direction sounds were coming from. Woma pythons, on the other hand, would go towards the sound. So why the difference in snake behavior? Well, the snakes that moved away from the sounds are generally much smaller than the python, which stretches nearly 9 feet long and weighs around 11 pounds, meaning sounds more often lead to a meal for an animal that has few natural predators. They also tend to hunt larger prey as well, meaning animals that are more likely to make sounds in the bush. With the researchers writing in their report, quote, "We know very little about how most snake species navigate situations and landscapes around the world, but our study shows that sound may be an important part of their sensory repertoire."
Those fool snakes won't hear me coming. I'll send my loud wife out into the field to sweep for snakes while I tiptoe in the opposite direction. We'll be right back with more videos.